In this session, we'll continue right where we left off in part 1 of the previous session and add the final labels and animations to complete the charts. Let's quickly take a look at what we're trying to accomplish. We want to create clear data labels for each toggle, along with floating data bars that glide in and out when we click the toggles. These additions will enhance the overall presentation and make the chart transitions more engaging. So, let's head back to slide 1 and get started. Find the Insert tab and click on Text Box, then type "Click Me" into the box. Don't forget the trick you learned earlier, that if you've already styled text on another slide, you can go to that slide, select the styled text, click Format Painter in the Home tab, and then apply it to your new text box to instantly match the formatting. Otherwise, feel free to customize the text manually. Adjust the font, size, color, and alignment to fit your style. Once styled, move the Click Me label above the toggle buttons so it's clearly visible and inviting for interaction. Then, go back to the Insert tab and add another text box. This time, type "Oil" into it. Just like before, you can either use the Format Painter trick to copy the styling from your previous label or manually format it yourself. Once you're happy with the look, copy the label 3 times and reposition them evenly. Update the text in each one to moisturizer, grooming bag, and styling balm. Here's another useful tip. If you highlight the text and choose Text Fill, you'll see an eyedropper option. Use this to pick a matching color directly from each segment of your pie chart so the labels visually align with their data. Once done, move all 4 labels next to the corresponding toggles and space them out evenly for a clean layout. Don't forget, if you want to manage them more easily, you can select all 4, right-click, and choose Group. This helps keep everything aligned and easier to move as one unit. And as a final touch, head to the Selection pane and rename each label clearly. This will make it easier to manage moving forward. For example, use names like Label Beard Oil, Label Beard Moisturizer, Label Grooming Bag, and Label Styling Balm. While at it, rename the Click Me label too. Moving on to the data bars, head back to the Insert tab, click Shapes, and choose the rounded rectangle. Click and drag the small yellow handle all the way to the right to round the corners completely. Then, double-click inside the shape and type a value like 93%. After that, head over to slide 4. I now have to do a bit of foreshadowing. You may have noticed there's a hide group for the data labels in the final product. And you might be wondering, why is that even there? Truthfully, it doesn't really make sense to include it at this stage. I actually forgot to remove it while filming this session, and honestly, I was too lazy to go back and re-record everything. But it will make sense later when we start integrating the menu and adding morph transitions. Here's the issue. Transitions in PowerPoint happen before animations. So, when you switch slides using the menu, there's a split second where the data bars are visible, even when they shouldn't be. It's not a big problem, but it doesn't look very polished. To work around this, we'll later add a hide bar that sits above the data bars on the Z-axis. That hide shape will be animated to disappear as the slide starts, giving us a cleaner, more seamless transition. So for now, just know that even if it feels out of place, it's part of a bigger picture you'll see come together soon. I also forgot to remove the Hide menu top. But let's just ignore that for now and stay focused on the task at hand. Since we already learned how to change the background of a text box and alter its appearance in a previous session, let's use the Format Painter trick to quickly style our new data bar. Go to the Selection pane, find and click on one of the percentage data bars. Even if it's currently hidden, you can still access and use Format Painter on it. Then, head back to slide 1 and apply the formatting to the data bar. That should instantly align it with the final design. Let's rename, duplicate, and reposition the data bar. Duplicate it 3 times. Move each copy slightly to the right and align them with the toggle and labels. Then, rename each one clearly to keep things organized. Next, use the same color matching trick we've used before. Select one of the data bars, go to the Shape Format tab, and under Shape Outline, click the eyedropper tool. Use it to pick the matching color directly from the pie chart. Next, we need to add animations to the data bars. Start by rearranging the bars in the selection pane so they're in order. This will make it easier to manage the animations. Once that's done, select all 4 data bars, go to the Animations tab, click Add Animation, and choose Float In for the entrance, then Float Out for the exit. In the animation pane, set all 8 animations to start with previous. Now, drag each entrance animation down to its corresponding off trigger and each exit animation down to its corresponding on trigger. Beard oil is trigger 1, moisturizer is 2, grooming bag is 3, and styling balm is 4. Make sure everything is correctly aligned, and when you're done, play the slide to confirm the data bars float in and out smoothly as you toggle. When everything looks clean and polished, it's time to reuse what we've built. Select the Click Me label, the entire label group, and the 4 data bars. Once all are selected, copy them, then head over to Slide 2 and paste them in. In the animation pane, we now need to organize the animations just like we did before. Move each float in animation to its corresponding off trigger and each float out animation to the matching on trigger. Make sure everything is aligned correctly. Oil corresponds to trigger 1, moisturizer to trigger 2, grooming bag to trigger 3, and styling balm to trigger 4. Play the slide and watch the interactions closely. When that's done, open the selection pane and select the Click Me label, the entire label group, and the 4 data bars. Once all are selected, copy them, then head over to Slide 3 and paste them in. Open the animation pane. Drag each of the float-in animations under its corresponding off trigger and each float-out animation under its matching on trigger. Then play the slide one last time and check that everything flows as it should. In the next session, I'll show you how to update and manage the numbers in your dashboard and walk you through some of the issues and limitations you might face when using this as a reusable template. We'll also take a closer look at why animation order matters and how, at times, working in PowerPoint can become a bit tedious as it is an older program. So for now, leave the 6 slides exactly as they are, and I'll explain everything in detail in the next session.